it's Stacey from StaceyHawkins.com, and thanks so much for joining me back. Again, we're doing a little impromptu cooking tonight. I'm actually making my family meal, and as you know, I'm on program like a lot of you guys are, so I am making another scrumptious lean and green meal tonight. So what's for dinner tonight, you might ask? Well, how about some lemon and tarragon pan-seared cod? Sounds fancy, but I promise you, you're going to see how easy it is. And I'm steaming some broccoli as well, and I'm going to make a quick side salad while we're waiting for this to cook, and that will allow me the opportunity to cook and kill a little time by showing you how to make the salad to boot. So I was talking today about how cod was on sale, and it's wild caught, yummy. I love cod. It's a really nice, very lean, very appropriate, very unprogrammed white fish. The one thing I don't like about cod, though, is a lot of times when it's on sale, the fishmonger will not allow you to cut portions off, so you get the really fat sort of tubular end, and then you get the really thin fillet end as well. So what is one to do to get that to cook evenly, especially in an application like this in the frying pan, which I just turned the heat on, and by the way, I'm just going to add a little bit of the luscious lemon oil to the bottom of the pan, just so it doesn't stick and to give me a little of flavor. So again, I want that lemony flavor in there. But back to the fish while this oil heats up, and I've got it over medium-high heat. I just cut it into chunks. Jack, can we see that on camera? Okay, perfect. And Jackie, by the way, is behind the camera, so if you have questions as we go along, please feel free to interact. So I just took, they're in the sink, but I just took my kitchen shears and cut these into chunks because it's going to make it really easy for them to cook uniformly, evenly, but more importantly, really nice and quickly, which, as we know, when it comes to making dinner for everybody, we want things that are good, quick, and easy. So that is where this comes in. All right. Again, I can smell that lemon oil heating up, so I'm just going to take my fish, and actually I'm going to kind of place it in there because I want it in one even layer, and I do not want it, kind of all piled up on top of one another. Jackie, can we see that on the pan okay there? I don't know if you want to just pan down a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just kind of placing them in this pan, and some of you may look at this and go, oh my gosh, she's not using a non-stick pan. And that's because in an application like this, you kind of don't have to, and I'll share with you a couple of tips as to how to use this pan appropriately so that it doesn't stick. Not that we won't get some flakes on the bottom, but you do not have to use a Teflon pan for everything, especially when you've got a little oil in there. All right, this needs to cook for, I'm going to say probably 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm just going to kind of keep rotating it, but I do need to put my seasoning on. So as I told you, I really wanted a yummy lemon and tarragon flavor to my fish tonight. So what am I going to use? The Rockin' Ranch seasoning. And you may say, ranch? Yeah, ranch. So with my seasonings, and with any seasonings actually, I love for you guys to think outside the box a little bit. Think about the flavors that are in here. We've got lemon, we've got tarragon, we've got garlic and onion and pepper. What part of that doesn't sound good to put on your fish, right? So as always, finger on top, give it a little bit of a shake, and I'm going to take about 1 tablespoon or 1 capful and just sprinkle it over the fish. Oh, and as soon as that hits the pan and heats up, and you can see that yummy tarragon, and there's parsley in there too. I'm going to go to the sink, just quick wash off my hand, get a little of the fish juice off of there. And Jack, I'm going to have you pan over with me here to the island. As I said, I also want to make a green salad for tonight, and I have the broccoli steaming, so I usually do 2 greens every night, and it's up to anybody to decide what they want. I try to stay away from some of the starches, but of course, if you've got a family that enjoys starch, you can do a rice with this or a potato with this or anything along those lines. I need to get on my soapbox for just a minute about prepared salad dressings when it comes to greens, right? When you read the ingredients, especially if you're trying to stay away from some of the high-fat, higher-carb dressings, and you read the back of some of those bottles, there are so many thickeners and chemicals and garbage in there that you really want to stay away from. I want to show you how easy it is to make an incredibly flavorful salad dressing at home. So, Jackie, I'm going to have you pan the camera down here, just so we can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to start with a big bowl. And can you see down into the bowl in the camera there, Jackie?
For the most part.
Okay, I'll move it up a little bit. Here we go. And the rule of thumb with dressings is 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. In this case, I'm going to use the Valencia orange oil just a little bit because I want some great flavor on these greens, nothing boring. I'm also going to add then the balsamic moscato, and this is thick and sweet and rich and luscious. For a little seasoning, simple, dash of desperation. Like it's just a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic. Da-da-da-da. And to bind it all together, you need a tiny squirt of mustard. So again, you can put in any kind of mustard that you want. I'm just going to use a little traditional Dijon mustard. And because I want to thin it out just a little bit, because that balsamic moscato is a little rich, I'm going to put in just a little bit of white wine vinegar, a splash. You don't need very much at all. Through the magical power of the whisk, you whisk it together. And boom, you have an instant salad dressing. It is that simple. And, oh my gosh, it tastes so good. Now, believe it or not, this is the actual way to make a dressing and to dress a salad. You put it in a really big bowl. You put the dressing in the bottom. You take your greens. In this case, I'm using some really delicate, beautiful baby mesclun greens, and there's some beet greens in here as well. I'm going to put them in. That's probably good. And then take your tongs and you pull the dressing. Jack, if you would just kind of pan down here for a minute. Okay? You're going to take the dressing and pull it up through the greens. Because these greens are so delicate, you don't want to pour the dressing over the top because it'll really weigh them down. You just want to pull them up and through to dress the salad. And again, a little bit's going to go a long way. And voila. Now, if you wanted to put other ingredients in this salad, you could. Like tonight, I'm going to dress this with, add a little something really special. It's winter. There are some really amazing fruits that are in season right now. Yesterday, I took 2 pomegranates and seeded them. Pomegranates are delicious, and they're so, so good for you. They're so antioxidant rich. I'm just going to take a couple of these and sprinkle them over the top. And I'm going to hold this up and show you.
Got a comment.
Look at how delicious that looks. What's my comment?
Yuli says she's coming over for dinner.
Yuli, anytime. Come on over for dinner. And, you know, that's it. Our salad. Quick, easy, done, and delicious. Let's pan back on over to the stove here. I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit. And as you can see, this fish is pretty much done. And look at how easily this just sort of flips over here. It's nice and opaque. It's fluffy. Oh, and it smells so, so good. In fact, these chunks were so thin and easy to begin with that we really don't even need to, we don't even really need to flip them. And I just want to show everybody, let me turn this heat off here. And this is the bad part. There's so much steam sometimes when I hold this up, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try. See how delicious that looks? This fish is nice and flaky. It's opaque. It is perfectly cooked. It's going to go great over our steamed broccoli or next to the steamed broccoli. And then we have this delicious orange scented pomegranate salad. I'm going to put all the recipes up for you tomorrow. How long did that take? You saw me. I cooked dinner with you tonight. So now come cook dinner with me. Definitely go to staceyhawkins.com/recipes to get the recipes. If you need products, you can find them there as well. Tonight, just to recap, we use the Rockin' Ranch seasoning on here and a little bit of the luscious lemon oil. And of course, in this delicious dressing, we use the orange oil, a little bit of dash of desperation, and the balsamic moscato. And of course the pomegranates. But you can't get those on my website. Those you gotta get at the grocery store. I'm Stacey Hawkins from staceyhawkins.com. Thanks so much for joining me. And Yuli, come on over for dinner. We'll hold it for you. Or maybe we can come over tomorrow. All right, have a great night, everybody. Bye.